After telling tall tales and fables, one would think that Angela Oakley might want to lay low. You better lay low. One would think that she might want to just lay low for just a little bit. Let us forget all those shenanigans with Ashley and George and the Hawks and the Falcons players. Let us just forget all of that information. Like, that's what I would be doing if I were Angela. I would be advising her, girl, like, just back away. Right now, everyone is focused on Portia versus Shamia, Shamia versus Portia, Mama Diane versus Mama Morton. That's what everybody's focused on. They are not focused on you. If I were you, I would take this argumentation and I would store it away for a later date. If the people ever need to come back and revisit this, then let them on their own, but don't you feed the beast. So we've got to talk Real Housewives of Atlanta. What's going on with Angela? And we got a little tea. Okay. We got a little bit of hot tea from Jersey. And you want to stick around for this if you are a Jersey fan. Plus, we've got some tea on a new show. So stick around until the end of this video. So let's get into Angela. Shout out to our friends over at the Bravo Shade Room. They happened to catch the tweets in action. Actually, check out their page because they did a whole tweet roundup of opinions and thoughts. And it's really good to see, especially after this past episode with so much coming out. People are pulling clips from Kenya Moore, they're pulling clips from Nene, and it's just everybody is revisiting this friendship. But let's stick to Angela right now. Angela says, it's still too early, friend. I have a few more episodes before I feel believed. Now, per my estimations, we have 3 more episodes. We've got the final Scotland episode, what looks to be a Halloween episode, and then what appears to be the finale, which is K. Michelle's event, based on the episode titles. So there's still more room for Angela to be able to shake and wiggle with this George, Ashley, Atlanta Hawks and Falcons players' allegations that she is throwing at Shamia. She then says, at least we can bury that I messed up their friendship. I mean, for me, I don't really know or care that much about the little droppings that Angela and Drew did last year. Because I do think that while that fed into a little bit of the discord that actually came to the surface on the show, I think that these issues, and I think most of us know that these issues between Portia and Shamia have been deep seated and have been entrenched in this show for longer than either Drew or Angela have actually been on this show. Okay. So they're kind of a non-MFing factor when you think about that friendship in general, okay? Just the deep core of it, I just don't feel like I see that for them. They might have sprinkled here and there, but I can't necessarily blame them for where we are today. Now, they didn't help now, there's none, but here we go. Anyway, she says, these feelings existed way before me. I know this because people told me. Oh God, here we go with the people again. So this was Portia Williams posting about the allegations about Shamia and the high school friend and the pastor from Decatur. Still no word on if the pastor is the same pastor that Kelly was allegedly also with at the BET Awards weekend, who is the Nigerian client of Phaedra. Is all of this connected? We don't know. Anyway, someone else says, you couldn't wait for Portia and Shamia to argue. That's all you and Drew have been waiting for. Hater. Even if you're not friends, P will never be your bestie. Angela says, contrary to this, I wanted them to speak as friends. They made up, then Shamia told Britt more info. So then another person says, Angela, I do feel like you and Drew plotted very well to mess up Shamia's alliance last season because they were targeting you two last year. The name of this account, Gloria Govan's White Horse, is crazy. Angela says, can we be honest? No one saw it for me last season. It's fine. This season, I'm protecting me and mine. That's all I can do. Plotted is a strong word, especially when we don't talk at all about them. You got to be talking about them to be going to your neighbors. That's number one. Number two, I don't think that no one saw it for you last season as much as I think that you came into this as an independent party and you were aligned with Drew, who happened to be on the firing squad. The thing about Angela was that she was so great that I didn't feel like she needed anybody. And that is a core difference between where we are now with Shamia and what Angela has gone through. So maybe Angela has a point there. I don't know. I'm open to possibilities because I do think that Angela is very good at standing up for herself and standing on her own, and she does so without the emotion. But she says, "This season, I'm protecting me and mine, and that's all I can do." But that comes into direct contrast with episode one, where Angela said in the first episode, "I don't care what anybody says about me and Charles, I am not defending it. They can say whatever." So when did it switch to this fierce protection versus the raw ambivalence at the beginning of the season? Someone else says, "Y'all look like y'all bullying that girl, just piling on." Angela says, "I hate that you ignore the rocks she's thrown. They've become invisible rocks, and it looks like we're responding to nothing." What I feel, though, is the grenades that are being hurled back at her don't match the pebbles that I feel like sometimes she's thrown because the little things that Shamia says, I really don't pay attention to. I know that sounds bad. I just don't. So I don't know why y'all are. Maybe that's a big part of the problem for a lot of people. Shamia has thrown doesn't seem to be as big in magnitude as the way that Angela is stomping outside of Shamia's room, demanding that she come outside so she can throw down. Okay. And I'm just joking about that. If you've been watching my channel, you understand that analogy. So someone else says, "What's your point for wanting to expose Shamia? Why? Why are you so invested in her cooch? And don't say she spoke on your marriage first because they all did. I don't like this for you. Don't be that weirdo to have a gotcha moment. Know when to fold them." She says, "Expose or respond. It gets to a point. Why accuse my husband of anything while living in a glass house? I've tried to move on and it continues to this day." What is the girl saying to you today? It's all about Portia and Shamia right now. If I were Angela, I would just be sitting back, sipping on my shot of tequila and just enjoying the view, literally, because it ain't me this time. That's what I would be thinking. Someone else says, "Y'all act like it, but y'all really do not want them to be friends. Y'all love seeing them go at each other's throats. Y'all not fooling me." Angela says, "Honestly, we don't. It's toxic. It's not fun and can become boring. I appreciate moving on." Do you? Because it's been 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The same person says, "Sister, that's your problem. You're too invested." And that's what Shamia has been saying all along. "I'm glad you finally admitted that you don't want them to be friends because it's too toxic and boring." Mind you, that has nothing to do with you. Angela clarifies, "Girl, we don't want them to fight. It's toxic." I don't know if I believe that, but whatever. Another user says, "Well, whatever you're responding to is not being shown on these episodes, so you look crazed and obsessed." I would agree. It doesn't look like you're standing up for yourself. It looks like you're doing Portia's bidding. So stop. Your credibility is being tarnished over Shamia's cooch. Angela says, "How can I stop when I'm responding?" Don't respond. There's nothing to respond to. I don't I don't know what you'll end up seeing. I have no control over that. Why is your fave obsessed over what she thinks my husband is doing? He can't defend himself, but I can. Another person says, "Mind your business now. You and Drew are really coming off this season as the lapdogs for Portia that y'all accused Shamia of being. And I hate it because I really liked you last season." Angela says, "Why does anything against Shamia have to be for Portia?" That can also be true. I can rock with Angela there. That could also be true. The same person says, "Ma'am, she literally said she'd F your husband and she called you Big Bird. Now you're yucking it up with that bird and y'all appear to be doing her dirty work." Angela says, "What did your fave say exactly? You think you know. You have no idea. Wait till the reunion." Someone else says, "Now I like you, but believed about what? You have no proof and no facts about Shamia. Just drop it." Angela says, I have an attorney's bill responding to a cease and desist. Do what you want with that. Now, to me, we know about the cease and desist. That's not new. If you would just stop it, you wouldn't have an attorney's bill. So the person says, what's the point of spilling the tea if you're not going to name names? Angela says, a cease and desist, maybe. So I guess she's saying that she would name the names, but she got the cease and desist out there, so she can't. Number one, Angela, thank you for the clarity. But I also would think, again, if I'm advising you, and I'm not being paid for it, I would say, let's not. Angela, let's not. Let's not get into the Twitter battles in defense of it screams rookie. And I feel like, wow, I do think that your fans probably appreciate it. What we know about this and doing this is that it doesn't usually bode well for the housewife. Y'all can say what y'all want, but if you look back at this thing over the years of housewives, you will know that what I'm saying is true. And so, Angela, I am trying to tell you right now, do not continue down this road of responding to all of the tweets, because what will end up happening is you will end up saying something that you are not supposed to say. Then the people will catch it, okay? And then you're going to get a call from the honchos and honchas down to the network. That's what I guarantee you, we who have been in this space for decades plus know exactly what I'm talking about. It will happen. Okay. So, just a little bit of extra tea, you guys. So, remember Milania from Jersey, Teresa's daughter, that looked like she's always bout it, and anybody can get it at any point in time? Well, apparently, she had to appear virtually in court for the victim identified by initials LR. Now, that has us asking, shout out to our friends over at the Bravo Snark side, is this Louis, who is Teresa's husband? That's what's crazy. So read on. According to Us Weekly, yesterday, she appeared virtually, and page 6 alleged that she did knowingly cause bodily injury to another, specifically by striking the victim LR in the head with her fist, causing redness to the middle of the victim's forehead during a domestic dispute, a disorderly person's offense. Now, the victim's identity has yet to be revealed.
Ms. Giudice knows and understands the charges alleged against her, the range of consequences for each offense that she's charged with, and her rights in this court.
This is the virtuoso of it all, the virtual.
She is currently charged with S2648, did knowingly cause bodily injury to another, specifically by striking the victim, LR, in the head with her fist, causing redness to the middle of the victim's forehead during a domestic dispute.
And there you have it. So, do you guys think that this is Louis? I mean, who else could it be? Especially given that it is a domestic dispute. That is interesting. Okay, so now in our peppermint tea section, okay. Shout out to our friends over at Mr. Housewives. In our peppermint tea news, right? The Real Housewives of New York, the old girls, and I don't mean old as in age, I just mean the OGs, the ones that we really want to see, the ones that headed over to E for their special The Golden Life. Well, apparently, Sonia Morgan, Ramona Singer, Luann de Lesseps, Dorinda Medley, and old girl Kelly Ben Simone all are filming again. Yes, this is what's going on. So apparently, according to TMZ, E executives were so impressed with the footage that they ordered additional episodes for season 1. The network originally picked up just 10 episodes, which is actually a lot for a first season, but production is now back underway. Later this month, the ladies are expected to head to the Hamptons to continue filming before wrapping the season in New York City, which makes sense. TMZ is reporting that the show has a much lighter, more fun vibe and is being described as the complete opposite of the drama heavy formula fans have come to expect from the Real Housewives franchise. Now, they spent most of their filming in Palm Beach, Florida, where Ramona, Sonia, and Kelly already live. Luann and Dorinda temporarily relocated there for production because Dorinda lives in New York and she has their home in the Berkshires as well. And I'm not sure where Luann resides in New York City, I'm assuming, but she's always on tour and doing the things. So Luann, I'm sure, is a citizen of the world at this point. So anyway, I'm actually interested in seeing this. I'm gonna watch it because I want the nostalgia of it all. And if you guys are OG New York Housewives fans, like Real Housewives of New York, you will know that it is this group of women right here that made the show what it was and that made it great at that point in time. Now, I'm not necessarily the biggest Ramona fan, but I think that if you take Ramona for what she is and you realize who she is, then you can not ignore, but you can just say, I know who that girl is. I'm just watching this for entertainment purposes. If you can do that, then you may be able to stomach this. And if you can't do that, I totally rock with that too, because I understand where you are with that thought process. But just know that even when you're watching some of these other housewives that may not be the black shows, just know that some of those cast members, they may also have similar beliefs to the beliefs that Ramona Singer espouses. Okay. So I just want you guys to be aware of that and what was going on with it in our peppermint tea section of the show. With that being said, I will catch you guys, of course, in the next video.